Greetings. I'm Antonio, and I'm here to talk about video games. Not about the state of the industry or the big movements in it, but about how they can serve as one of the most powerful tools for the development of day-to-day skills, and most importantly, a tool for the development of empathy. In its most objective description, a video game is a digital, interactive space with its own set of rules, as a board game like Monopoly would do, to define what can be done or not. And so, this is a PSP, a handheld console launched by Sony in 2005. Then it is home to some big name titles. If you ask people about it, some would say the Uncharted series, personally the Persona series, but there is a title I want to focus more on today. Little Big Planet. And here enters a bit of my personal history, as this is a game I would spend the afternoons I could playing in one of my friend's house. And so, it even has a cooperative mode. And so, Little Big Planet, developed by Media Molecule, is a sandbox game, meaning it lets you roam a free space without a central story-driven mission or without highlighters on a map. And more interestingly, this game lets you place shapes all along these maps. And with that, machinery. So my friends and I would spend afternoons and afternoons building from little houses to spaceships to cars and mechas. We were young, and it was the most fun. But there is an even greater picture to this, as we weren't the only ones playing the game. The whole world community could build up machinery at levels of their own. And so, anyone playing them had to be in another's mind to solve the riddles it had created, thus furthering and furthering the capability of creativity of anyone playing it. But apart from creativity, there are other skills to be learned, and a game that I will present to you now is Overcooked. Overcooked by Ghost Town Games is a game about following the steps of a recipe to prepare dishes from a never-ending list of commands. Let's say each dish gives points, and each point furthers and furthers a multiplier bar to give more points, which are later needed to complete each level and get each of the 3 stars each level has. And so, it's a race. A race against the clock and against the bar, which lowers each time you don't prepare a dish. Also, it's a race against that friend who didn't cut the lettuce on time in the cooperative mode. And it's also a race against the rising and rising and rising tension. And so, unknowingly at first, Overcooked teaches one essential thing: stress management. Stress management which can be extrapolated to the day-to-day when work or studies have to be done in a very little margin of time. But these skills don't end up in abstracts as creativity or stress management. They can get practical too. And the perfect or prime examples for this are PC building and flight simulator. The titles are self-explanatory, and they are very broad in the tasks they put the player on. And they are also meticulous in each little tweak and each little detail they present. They serve not as a substitute, but as a great way to enter or have a first meeting with the work environment one will be met here. And so, concluding this first part of the talk, I want to say that when chosen right, video games can be one of the most effective tools for the development of these essential skills. And now, in this day-to-day world, anyone can make these experiences as the tools are at an arm's reach for anyone. Moving out to the second part of the talk, for some people, video games can be more than digital drawn spaces. They can be works of art, and thus a vehicle to convey emotions, a vehicle to convey a story, and with that, a vehicle for empathy. The best example for this is Undertale, developed by Toby Fox. Undertale is an RPG, or role-playing game, which takes place after a kid falls into a pit and enters a realm of monsters, where most of the games of the genre will only let you the option of rushing into the combat against these creatures. Undertale gives another option, gives the option of interaction. Whether it's a puppet, a frog, or an armored dog, you can interact with them. A mechanic perfectly woven into the narrative as it presents the monsters as no lesser creatures than a human, thus enabling an empathic connection with them. An empathic connection which can be extrapolated to a normal day-to-day life, to a normal life where we can be met with people who are in problems, who will need our help, and we can choose to aid them. To conclude this talk, and for those of you who still are a little bit skeptic about this topic, about these points, I want to present you that there is research on this. The work of Syed Ahmad Rahimi and Valerie Shad about the creativity inside a restrictionless space. The work of Matthew Barr about video game-based learning, and also research of the Glasgow University of Technology of the empathic capability shows how these video games can help improve creativity, how these games can help improve skills, how these games can help improve empathy. And so, we as a society will be met with obstacles and obstacles each day that passes, and as we continue living in this world. Obstacles we will need to surpass in order to survive and develop. Obstacles for which we will have to work united to find the best solution, to share our skills, and these video games can help to it. There is a quote by the producer and director Hideo Kojima, which says, "Tomorrow is in your hands, and we can help build up the world we want and the world we envision." I'm deeply thankful for the opportunity of having this talk and for you to listen. Thank you very much.